Tulsa King's first episode aired on November 13th, 2022. An idea Taylor Sheridan had laying around somewhere that featured a fish out of water mafioso type character who starts his life anew somewhere remote.
I'm expecting adequate compensation.
Tulsa.
What's Tulsa?
I want you to go there. The horse race, the Springboard Mile.
It stars Sylvester Stallone as Dwight Manfredi, a crime boss who builds his own organization illegally.
Name's Tyson. Welcome to Tulsa.
$2,000 a week.
Stallone can easily be seen as the antagonist, but due to his reputation, we, the audience, comfortably consider him the anti-hero. When he meets the rest of the cast, the audience knows nothing about him other than his connections to the criminal business in New York. In real life, music artist Jay Will is Dwight Manfredi's driver.
I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure that's not a Lincoln Navigator.
It's my mom's.
And?
I had to go home and get it after the car dealership.
And the law.
Martin Starr plays a smoke shop owner. Dwight, on his first day out of the water, robs the smoke shop as a quick score.
My books?
Your books, your ledgers, files, whatever you got.
Are you from the government?
I just knocked your guard out cold, and you think I'm a CPA?
Which immediately gives him access to power through legal drugs and money. In the most recent interview with Stallone, he discusses character growth.
Quite often, and I've always thought of this, just when the character starts to get interesting, it's the end of the movie, quite often, and we never follow up. And as we know, our life goes through many chapters.
Returning to our major components, when we discuss growth, we must focus on Manfredi's driver, his enabler for power, which gives him an excuse to keep paying him to take care of himself and to take care of some of his illegal fees. Another character to focus on in terms of growth is Martin Starr's Bodie, as he struggles with his entanglement of power and new responsibilities to satisfy the new crime boss of Tulsa. Tulsa King's pilot impressed reviewers on IMDb and started articles on TV Fanatic. After the pandemic in 2020 shook the nation, new TV show enthusiasts like myself were eager for more Sopranos-like drama. What better way to achieve that than depicting the Inzerillo family, presented as a character Dwight Manfredi, who, like the real family, was exiled from their homeland to start anew. Taylor Sheridan wrote the pilot and script in 24 hours. Terrence Winter was also involved, and Sylvester Stallone always wanted to play a gangster. We now have our Paramount Plus series Tulsa King. The show has demonstrated its potential for more than 3 seasons and is set up for a 4th. The Sopranos has a unique way of presenting the ending credits, leaving viewers on a note that matches the show's final rollout.
The Beast in Me.
The Beast in Me by Nick Lowe summarizes the pilot like no other song will. Watching this episode from beginning to end gives us a closer look into Tony Soprano's world and his anti-hero traits, similar to Dwight Manfredi's in Tulsa King. Both operating in a legal business, and their associates come along with them, often for occasional rewards like suits or rare-cut diamonds that may have fallen off the back of a truck. Being part of a crime family offers many benefits beyond material goods. That's fortunate for us, the viewers, because it makes this genre one of the most must-watch on television. Tony can learn from Dwight and vice versa. One follows the game thoroughly, and the other somehow ends up in prison for 25 years. In comparison, you can even say Dwight is a version of Tony Soprano. Nancy Marchand. Livia steals the spotlight in the episode titled 46 Long. This episode really humbles Tony and his mother as she swaps her independence for assisted living.
An almost mystical ability to wreak havoc.
Let me tell you something. You definitely don't want to get her started.
There are some people who are not ideal candidates for parenthood.
Come on. She's an old sweetie pie.
If you look closely, you'll notice a series of events that lead to this decision. The final straw came when Livia couldn't park her car safely, injuring her friend in the process. Meanwhile, Christopher and his crew are really testing everyone's patience with their disorganized crime antics. Hijacking trucks might seem trivial, but when those trucks belong to Uncle Junior, one of the big players, it's a whole different ballgame. If only there were a faster way to make some cash. This episode dives deep into morality and boundaries. Tony hesitates to approve of this hijacking simply because the goods belong to someone he knows. He'd rather take a pay cut than risk a bad reputation with their suppliers. Tony needs to regain control if he wants to impress his uncle, the former head of the crime family. This episode hits you with a whirlwind of emotions. One moment, you're intrigued by a cloning conversation. The next, you're saddened by the housing situation. And then, you're blown away by how easily you can steal a diesel truck full of merchandise in broad daylight. This is the hard-hitting style that roots The Sopranos as one of the greatest TV shows ever. Now, let's talk about our new mafia lead, Dwight Manfredi, who seems to be catching up on The Sopranos. We first see him at an airport, only armed with cash. This quirky scenario sets the tone for the series as a stranger agrees to trade Dwight's cash for his tender, not even knowing if it's legit. It's almost like the writers are highlighting how unexpected it is for someone like Manfredi to be bartering in Tulsa. In a coffee shop scene, we get a nod to Paulie's conversation about how espresso morphed from an Italian cultural staple to a modern pop cultural item served in a paper cup. Sylvester Stallone's comedic timing really brings this scene back to life. This connection to The Sopranos shows the depth of acknowledgement within the franchise. Dwight realizes that life has changed since he's been away for 25 years. A pivotal moment comes when a homeless woman turns down Dwight's cash, calling it scuzzy money. She symbolizes a crucial theme in the show. Money can't buy freedom nor happiness. Her rejection of the crime boss's cash suggests she's found something money can't offer. This isn't your typical HBO crime drama. It's Paramount Plus. The storytelling, along with Sylvester Stallone, skillfully allows the extras to shine. It's strategic and unique. The doctor in this episode isn't trying to impersonate Dr. Melfi. Instead, we see that Dwight wasn't perfect in romance. An ex-girlfriend spills her trauma during a therapy session, painting Dwight as the cause. It's a powerful moment, captured in just one scene, leaving our imagination to fill the gaps. Sheridan has mastered this storytelling technique across his many shows. As Dwight gets picked up by Tyson, played by Jay Will, things start to pick up speed, as they often do in this show. Dwight needs a credit card, and Jay explains how they got the Navigator, funded by the money they swiped in the first episode. The fact that Bodhi hasn't moved out yet is a bit puzzling. We meet Manny, a familiar face from The Sopranos, who hears through the grapevine that Dwight is in Tulsa. His suspicion hints that things could get messy. Even though he doesn't have much screen time this episode, he establishes as someone who could reveal secrets or turn into a hidden villain, and those characters are always intriguing. Meanwhile, the satire continues as we see a sharply dressed Italian American at the DMV, then at a bank in Tulsa flaunting a stack of cash and rubber bands. Following that, we get one of the best conversations since Stringer Bell and Barksdale from The Wire, featuring Chicky from The Wire, discussing Rocky Balboa himself breaking a man's jaw. It's a gem for fans of the Rocky series and Creed franchise. Taylor Sheridan has a knack for bringing actors back into their previous roles, like Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. In Dwight's case, he'll always be a boxer. The plot thickens when Dwight's ex reveals she's an ATF agent. The plot thickens when Dwight's ex reveals she's an ATF agent assigned to keep tabs on him. This obstacle is bound to resurface as he climbs to the top in Tulsa. We also meet Tyson's dad. It's sad that a hardworking father couldn't inspire his son to stay on the straight and narrow. Tyson's choice to embrace the fast life has brought him new cars and recognition, proving for some reputation trumps education. Dwight, Tyson, and Bodie find themselves at a wheat farm negotiating with the grower. The grower makes a ludicrous deal, emphasizing that reputation really is everything.
First 10 units, 1,100 for the next 10, 1,000 for the 10 after that, and 750
A man with
for the
international
remaining
acclaim
270
can pull
units.
off deals like this and walk away unscathed. The look on Tyson and Bodie's faces reveals why they want to be part of Dwight's world. The center of the universe wraps up with Dwight apologizing for not visiting his daughter Tina. He admits it's been too hard for him.
I quit on you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ending the episode this way hints that this season will focus on mending distant relationships, especially since we're in Tulsa, making it all the more challenging.
Well, you know your time has come, and you're sorry for what you've done. You should
Episode 3, titled Caprice, takes his name from a car that tried to take Dwight out, and is quite reminiscent of the third episode of The Sopranos. So who was behind the wheel of the Caprice, and what was their motive against Dwight? While the answer comes to light after the chaos calms down, the exact reasons remain a bit murky. Instead of just observing from a distance like we did with Artie's restaurant, we get an up-and-close look at the scene, diving into the minds of both the victim and the suspects. The FBI surrounds the area around a guy named Dumont. They're looking for his cooperation, but he opts to blow himself up instead. By the third episode in both shows, we're pulled into a world of chaos. One character is left bewildered as his life unravels, while the other takes drastic measures and self-destructs.
That's old Pilot.
Yeah, I've seen them around.
Lives about a mile from here.
They just let them walk around like that.
That's all him. You know, not all horses are a fan of the pasture.
This set closely resembles the scene in episode 3 of The Sopranos.
It's done.
We get a thrilling car chase, but the identity of the shooter remains a mystery. From all the chaos and address surfaces, it's possible that Dwight's past can be catching up with him. Given how many people he's likely scared, it's not surprising they might want revenge. The scene perfectly encapsulates why Dwight advised Tyson, if you want to be smart, go to college. To ease the pressure, he talks to the police and gives a statement about what went down. Suddenly, he's on friendly terms with the law again, though his relationship with an ATF agent complicates things. They go on a date, but Stacy is in denial, trying to break things off with him. Dwight's only lead comes from his past in New York, so he reaches out to Chicky from The Wire, but Chicky flat out denies any involvement. Dwight visits his instructor to push an investigation into that Caprice. The instructor is understandably terrified. It's worth noting the recurring theme of failure in Dwight's interactions in Tulsa and beyond. Most people seem either scared of him or harboring resentment over his past actions. That is sure to be a lonely existence for him. Like they say, heavy is the head that wears the crown. The only person genuinely willing to back Dwight is Tyson. He sees the possibility to elevate himself. He sees his own potential, and more importantly, he respects Dwight Manfredi.
Do you feel like Frankenstein? A thing? Lacking humanity? Lacking human feelings?
Throughout this episode, Tony and his crew grapple with the profound question: how does the past shape their present? The complexities of their history cast a long shadow over each member of the group. Tony self-reflects and reveals a transformation into a monstrous, emotionless figure akin to a living golem.
I created a living golem.
This new approach, reminiscent of a Wild West cowboy, serves as a lingering reminder for Uncle Junior, who observes Tony managing a gang engaged in mischief, employing any means necessary to achieve their objectives.
I know one thing that no man wants to go through life without.
What? Oh. That's a brilliant idea.
Act like a moil, huh? Finish his bris.
Yeah.
At the end of the episode, Christopher comes to a harsh conclusion that boosting trucks associated with the family is entirely unacceptable.
You got a lot of sense for an old gal.
No, I'm a babbling idiot. That's why my son put me in a nursing home.
This tumult unfolds concurrently with Jackie, the former capo, being hospitalized. We are witnessing the unfolding of their future through the three phases of denial, acceptance, and grief.